Right.
So we were just talking about that intentionality of what you do between periods of intensity and high performance. Derrick, one of the things we often talk about, both being um, track and field fans and former track athletes, competitive track athletes, you were telling me a story the other day. Can you share it?
Yeah. Going back to my high school days, many, many moons ago, I was a middle distance runner, and I also was part of our 4x400 or mile relay team. And my senior year, we had a mile relay that was smoking. We were actually one of the fastest mile relays in New York City,
Mm.
despite me being on that team as the slow leg. We had a few pure sprinters on that team, and we were one of the best. I remember we had the Brooklyn Borough Championships, and then we had the New York City Championships at Randall's Island. And in the Borough Championships, we got edged at the line. But we came in second, but we were confident, like going into the city championship, that we could take this thing. And there was a qualifier, and then a final. And in the qualifier, we ran decently. We qualified for the final, and we definitely showed that we were one of the faster teams. Yeah, and we didn't in the larger heats. There's a more sophisticated system to winnow down the field. At this particular meet, public school athletic league championship, basically you had a qualifier and you had a final, and it was all on time. So it was all basically the eight fastest times from multiple races ended up in the final. And I think we had maybe the third fastest time, and we weren't even trying that hard. We were that good. So we made it to the final, out of the prelims or the heats, and we had some downtime. I think we had a couple hours between that heat, 2 or 3 hours, and the final, and the 4x400 is typically the last race of a meet. So this was the grand finale. This was the thing, right? That everybody sort of wanted to see, a lot of excitement. And in that downtime, um, is we did not use that downtime very effectively. Um, and it was the mental piece of it that really got the best of us. Um, we saw a subset of the best teams in the Borough Championship, in the Brooklyn Championship at Midwood High School, Midwood Field. But when we were running the heats, we actually got a glance at some of the other really fast teams from around New York City. And we started to ask ourselves some questions. Are we really faster than these other guys? Boy, they look pretty mean. We became anxious, and um, we physically, had this downtime where we were resting, stretching, hydrating, but mentally we were kind of a mess. And um, that was our undoing. So in that in that trough, psychologically, we did not do a good job of staying in a good place.
Mm.
And despite having the ability to win that race easily, I think we ended up coming in fifth. And it was because of the way that we used that downtime. And it was a really important life lesson for me that, I'm coming back to now and saying, oh boy, that's a really vivid example of, um, you know, just not taking full advantage of that trough, right? And how it could lead to a peak that is lower
Mm.
because we didn't show up with the right intention. We didn't show up with the confidence and the just kind of inner like knowing, yeah, we got this. We showed up tentative. You can see it in our body language. You can see it, the guy did the lead off, like the way he got in the blocks was different. the way
Mm.
the way we moved around that track was different. It was from a place of fear. It was from a place of anxiety. So it's an example of how, not using that downtime in a productive way can really impact you.
That's fascinating. Yeah, thanks for that story. I started to get the pre-race jitters myself.
Oh, it's painful to remember.
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah.
sad. It's like we didn't even get a medal. It was an opportunity lost, you know?
Ah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the 4x4, and your performance in the 4x4, each individual's performance, it's less than a minute.
Hmm.
And but given a couple hours between those that single minute of high, high, high performance,
Yeah.
uh, a lot can happen.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I'm glad you mentioned you guys took the time to kind of take care of some physical needs, hydration and stretching, right? That's important stuff. Like sometimes when we're running at high speed in a work week or in a given day, whether it's like facilitating a day-long work session or just kind of going from meeting to meeting, right? We don't take care of even those basic kind of physical things, but we can't
Hmm.
forget about them. But that
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
that mental, that intentionality towards your mental state is what was your undoing there.
Yeah.
And so that's
Yeah.
where uh, you can and you guys gave yourselves the chance to get psyched up or to get psyched out. And
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I remember in prior races, we definitely got psyched up.
mm,
And that pushed us to, some really incredible performances. But that particular meet, we psyched ourselves out.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, uh, I would be curious to know about the kind of the role of your coach in that moment. Um, I don't know if that's something you want to talk about in this story or another, but uh, it seems to me like certainly between moments of performances, when we're sitting on the bench or when we are in between things, like the coach isn't running the race, but that's when the coach kind of is there between those moments to help you
Hmm.
through that.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
And there's only so much a coach can do, true. But like, can you say a little bit about that?
Yeah, we had a very he was a no nonsense kind of guy, our coach. And he encouraged us in that downtime to just do what we've been doing all year, run your race, you know, be yourself and be confident. Um, so he said all the right things, but he definitely saw something in us in that downtime that was different. And he told us that after the race.
Ah,
He told us, he says, something was off, something was different. I could see it. Um, you guys are all seniors. I wanted you to work through it. I wanted to, and he says,
mm,
I saw how that impacted uh, your running. And what was great about that, Neil, is that, yeah, we didn't win that race. We didn't even medal. But that coaching that we got after the race was really valuable and a life lesson and sort of cemented some of the things. This is almost, this is over 4 decades ago. It cemented some things that I'm talking about with you right now.
mm,
And it stayed with me, right? Like this kind of concept of how you use your downtime. So and that's what a good coach does, right? Is he helped us to reflect
yeah.
after something that, it wasn't the outcome that we wanted, but he helped us to kind of think about it in a productive way and use it in a productive way.
Oh, that's great. That's great. I mean, not great that you got fifth, but look at what has transpired since then. So,
Yeah,
yeah, as a
yeah,
result of that learning.
for sure,
Oh, that's good.
for
That's
sure.
really good. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And your story definitely resonates with me. And I ran the 400. So my event was under a minute, a very intense minute, right?
Mm-hmm.
But knowing that you're going to be in a situation where it's not just that minute of performance, but the minute after that one and the minute after that one, right?
Yeah,
Um, you're
yeah,
you have to train knowing that you're going to be performing again and again. And if you want to keep your performance level high, if you want to compete, you got to recognize that. Um,
yeah.
in your
Yeah,
training before you even get there.
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Well, I know we're coming up on time to wrap up. Uh, I wanted to just kind of return to that idea of that downtime, how important it is, how to be and importance of being intentional about it. While you were talking, I remembered this great book. It's called The Way We're Working Isn't Working by the author Tony Schwartz. He is
Mm.
the CEO of the Energy Project, I think back in New York. And he talks precisely about that notion of a sine wave, and or of really of having natural rhythms. But he also talks a lot about how to recognize when you are in a very high performance zone, and also when you are in a zone where you are uh, where maybe it helps to be intentional about your downtime.
Mm.
And the
Yeah.
danger of going from high performance into burnout or survival. And a concept I want to leave you with from this book, which I can't recommend highly enough, is the notion of restorative time, going into a restorative zone, right?
Mm.
Where you can be reflective and you can give yourself what you need uh, to go back into the performance zone, and
Yeah.
just not leaving it to chance, you know.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. For sure.
yeah. Well,
For sure.
it's what you do between heats, right? It's what you do between heats.
It is. It is. I think that's the take home message from our conversation. Um, you have those intense bursts of activity or events. And it's so important in between those to manage yourself the right way and give yourself enough time to physically, mentally, emotionally recover. Um, Being intentional about that helps you to show up the right way when it's time to go again.
That's right. And having that, doing all that will give you the ability to have some mental space to reflect, and to think about what you can improve, or even just how to keep your edge, right?
Yeah.
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 Derrick, it's been great
Mm.
talking with you.
Always a pleasure, Neil. Always a pleasure. I enjoy our talks, and I think wrapping this conversation around our shared experience as track athletes was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you for uh, having this chat with me. Always a pleasure.
Thank you. More to come. More to come. Absolutely. So, if you found something that was interesting in this as a listener, or as a viewer, we'd love to talk with you more about it. Let us know. Um, and you can contact either of us through LinkedIn, or through kind of comments on videos, and comments on where we post this. So, looking forward to hearing from you, and we'll share more soon. Bye bye.
See ya.